or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Adriana. I'm a mom of 6 and I try to read as much as possible. So if you haven't yet, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you've already been here and you want to stay here, go ahead and hit the like button for me. So September was a lot better than some of our other summer months. The only difference was that I did travel back home to California in September. So it did mess with my ability to read because those like 4 days plus the recuperation time kind of took away from my ability to read. But I did finish 6 books last month and I'm really happy about that. Summer is not a reading season for me, so fall kind of brings me back into the slower pace of things and helps me to get that done. So I'm gonna dive right into it. Now our month was good and then it was like so-so. So you'll see what I'm talking about. Some of these you may have seen in my goodbye summer video, you'll see in my fall reading vlog and my fall diaries. So we're gonna do a shorter recap than I normally would, just so I'm not being redundant if you've already watched those videos. So the first book that I finished was Same Time Next Summer by Annabelle Monaghan. You guys know Annabelle Monaghan is an automatic buy for me. She's an automatic summer book for me. I love her writing style. I love that her books are really short and compact, but they feel very impactful. This one and Summer Romance are my absolute favorites by her. We actually get dual POV in this book, and it's featuring Sam and Wyatt's love story, how they were in love as teenagers and they grew up as children, going to their summer homes, and how that love kind of fell apart, and obviously how does it come back together. I loved everything about it. She touched on so many hot topics between family dynamics within themselves, within family friend dynamics. So like if you've ever had a family and then this entire family is also friends all together, and how that can be impacted and what hurts that. And I loved that story. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. I highly recommend that you add this to your summer TBR next year. It was really good. Next, I continued on with the Delgado family series, Capone book 2. This one was a little bit slower than book 1. I talk about that in the goodbye summer video a little bit more in depth, so I'm not going to do too much. And we start to learn how all the characters are connected to one another and who's willing to do what to get to what it is that they want by any means necessary. I absolutely ate that up, and I've said and I'll say again, it reminds me of Power, and one of the characters' names is even Tasha. If you enjoyed that show, you will enjoy this series, and I'm hoping that I will be able to get to book 3 in the month of October. If not, because I'll be doing a lot of spooky reads and fall reading, I will definitely get to it in November. Next, I read The Tenant by Frida McFadden, and after reading The Perfect Son, I had real high hopes for this book. Unfortunately, for me personally, it kind of fell short. There were times where I was really enjoying the story and wondering where it was going, and then it just kind of fell short. This features our MMC Blake, and he is high on life. He is getting a promotion at his job and everything seems to be going perfect. He has the perfect fiance, the perfect brownstone, and then all of a sudden something happens and he loses his job. And after that, his life begins to spiral. Now his fiance is sticking by him. She's making sure he's okay. She's trying to hype him up, and then in comes a tenant to help them with finances because he's lost his job and he was the sole breadwinner. And things continue to go awry. I cannot give away too much because it's a Frida book, but I will say that even after knowing who the person was, it didn't ruin it for me because of that. I think it was just the execution. Otherwise, the first 50 pages of this book took me a while to get through, and then the entire middle, I was like, wow. And then all of a sudden I was like, why is this happening this way? So I did end up giving this a 3 out of 5 stars. Next, I read Out on a Limb, which I really enjoyed. If you watched my last reading vlog, you will know I loved this book. I ate this book up, and I'm just so glad for the love story and how true and pure that this felt between Win and Bo. And it just felt just so good. It's perfect for the Halloween season as it starts at a Halloween party. They have a one-night stand and that ends up in an accidental pregnancy. That's all in the back. I'm not telling you nothing you can't see right here, but that kind of propels their friendship slash relationship and evolves over time. And Hannah Bonham Young did an amazing job with the progression of how their relationship got built. And I love that she actually did not use any spice to build their relationship to where it got. I'm just a person who really enjoys seeing that. I mean, there are books when there's a time for that, and I like that too. But this type of story, it's kind of like with the Promise Me Sunshine thing. The love story needed to be built on here, like just pure mental connection, and I really enjoyed that. Highly recommend you guys read this. I don't care what season you decide to pick it up, just pick it up. Then I read Everyone Here Is Lying by Cherie Lapina, and this author's writing was very good as well. I loved how easy it was to get through. I felt like this was a bingeable book, especially if I wouldn't have had surgery and I wouldn't have been sleeping most of the time. I probably would have read this within 24 to 48 hours. This features a man, William, who is not having the best time in life. There are a lot of things going on with him, and he ends up going home to his difficult 9-year-old daughter, getting into it, and leaving immediately after she has gone missing. Does that mean that he did it? We do not know. There are a cast of characters in this story, and every single character within this 310-page book has a plot line. I mean, every single character, you're getting a detailed plot line, and within the chapter, we are switching POVs. And I can't remember what book it was that I read. Maybe it was last month was September, but maybe it was in August or July, one of those, that I read a book like that and I didn't like, but this was done very, very well. It was easy to follow. I enjoyed it through and through. And then we got to the reveal, and after the reveal happened, it kind of started to take a nosedive for me. And then I felt like the ending of the story was unresolved, and why it was unresolved didn't make any sense. There was no epilogue, there's no second book, anything like that. And I didn't really like that part, but I did give this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars, and I stand by that. And the last book that I finished was The Ex-Hex, and I went into this with a lot of hope. I was really, really excited for this book. I love like witch movies and things like that. No, I don't really want to watch the ones that are like too intense anymore as I've gotten older, and just kind of as my mind and spiritually how my life has changed. But I really wanted to pick this one up. It sounded very comedic, very cozy, very lighthearted. And I just felt like I could not connect with the story the first 50 pages. I didn't understand what was happening. The wording was very choppy, the way that it was written. And then it started to finally progress, but I still was considering a DNF, which I do not even do, until I got to page 98 of the 307-page book. Yes. Now, I will tell you the next 150 pages of the book were great. I loved every moment of it. I was giggling, I was smiling. I did not like the spy scenes. I don't like when they're written mechanically or don't make any sense. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. But they were just completing tasks or trying to figure out how to break the hex together. And then their love was growing together and they were making amends, and it was great. I loved that. And then we got to the last 50 pages where there was just supposed to be this big, like, I don't really care if it's a miscommunication trope. Miscommunication trope doesn't bother me. It was more like an unnecessary, maybe that's the third act breakup, but it wasn't really a breakup either. And it just didn't make any sense why. And from then on, I just didn't really enjoy. I skimmed the last 30 pages. I did give this like a 2.75, 3-star. I would recommend it if you do like witchy books, unless you don't enjoy the first 50 pages as well. But if you do like witchy books, you probably will enjoy it. It's just the writer's writing was a little bit choppy for me personally. I think this is the least yappiest wrap-up video that I've done to date. I'm very proud of myself, but it did help that I was talking about the books in other videos as I went along. So you guys have seen me talk about, read them multiple times. And if you haven't, you can go back and watch a host of videos. I'm really trying to build my community here. I'm so happy for you guys. I'm so grateful for you guys. And if you guys want to follow me over on Instagram too, that would be great. So that way you guys are over there helping me make decisions and connecting with me on a more personal level. I do talk over there a lot on my stories. I do polls and things like that for my videos. And I would really appreciate you guys supporting me over there too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's our wrap up. We read 6 books. Hopefully next month we can do like 10. I used to do like 10 to 15 books a month, so I'm hoping to get back there. I don't know, because homeschool is going to keep me very, very busy. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And until the next time I see you, happy reading.